This is it. We are here. The Last of Us Season 2 on HBO. Episode 7, the finale called Convergence. We're done.
Good.
It's over. And you say good. Yeah, there were a lot of changes to the video game storyline here. I think the boys have said they're fucking checked out previously, especially Alex.
Yep.
This episode checked me out. I'm fucking done. And I don't see a reason to even proceed.
I don't
with
even want to
season
see
3.
season 3. There's no fucking point.
I
don't
called
care.
it. I predicted it even before the show long ago that season 3 would be Abby's perspective. They wouldn't mix the Abby and Ellie storylines in here with only 7 episodes. They're like, we got to give all the time to Bella Ramsey and Pedro, so we'll just have the act, the evil act, the golf tournament moment, and then we'll pick up Abby later. The problem is the games. I didn't like Abby in the games, and the games gave her way more time and tried desperately to have us care and about Abby's storyline and like Abby. The show does even less, and so look at that. I don't give a fucking shit. There's really no reason to watch it in season 3.
But you're going to have to. There's
Even
gonna
less so.
4 seasons.
Even less so, they recently announced that they want to do fucking 4 seasons.
I'm out.
That's stupid. It only has 1 season left, and it's Abby's perspective. They can only squeeze 1 season out of that, and then the final battle between Ellie and Abby, where fucking it's wholly unsatisfying. What would be a season 4?
LA.
No!
It's like the whole thing would
That is so boring and stupid, and no, we're not doing it unless season 4 is The Last of Us Part 3 early, and Neil wants to be like, okay, let's do it in the show before we do it in the video game, kind of reverse things.
No.
That would be the only way you would ever get me to look at season 4. Otherwise, hell no. We're not splitting Abby and Lev and you know, Ellie's journey into yet another 2 seasons. With 2-year breaks in between, you expect us to wait 2 fucking years for Abby's story?
This?
Are you fucking crazy?
No.
And Abby's not even jacked, so we're not going to get any fucking one-punching zombies in the face? Hell no.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of this last episode? I disliked it. I hated it.
Yeah.
And the only time really it did anything was, that was straight from the video game. But at this point in the video game, I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah, pretty much Tommy, Jesse, good parts, but even then, it just felt off. It was rushed through. You didn't get enough emotion. It was really hollow.
Exactly.
It did change. I guess when spoilers, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, like it changed how she killed that girl.
Yeah.
So I guess they were trying to like lessen her.
Yeah, see, that's the big thing here, guys, is here's why the show is inferior. You have fucked up Ellie's character. And Ellie in the show, in my opinion, is worse than Ellie in the video game. And so when the whole video games thing was Joel, now we're passing it to Ellie. Ellie needs to carry this. And for the most part, she did. It was interesting enough. Here, Ellie is just a shell of her form. I hate Ellie, basically. And I feel like they fucked up the characterization of her character, basically turning her into an impetuous psychopath that, has problems even before the Joel thing. That's partly the story of Ellie, but the way it's conveyed here, where she turns in an instant, she's skipping one moment, and then the next moment, fucking torturing somebody. This was built up in the game where she's murdering hundreds of people, and killing dogs to get revenge. And by the time she gets to fucking, Nora, it's like you feel the moment that she starts doing what she does. Here, in the same episode that she's skipping and telling jokes and being a dad, then she does the same thing, and it's like, wait, what? But you've softened her the whole time, so then why? Like, what are you doing here? You're just trying to take the kill count away from Ellie in order to justify her turn at the end to be like, nah, revenge is bad.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. Like they looked at how this needs to end, and they need to make it. It was kind of a hard pill to swallow at the very end. That suddenly, after a mass murder, I mean, like hundreds and hundreds of people, that she decides to, forgive someone at the very end. It's like, that's kind of not believable, and it was a tough thing. So now they're setting up where it is going to be believable because she's reluctant. She's kind of stupid, and not kind of stupid. She's really dumb in the show, and it's like. Even to the point,
her less,
and so it's like
that's the whole point. I liked Ellie. Yes, it's Joe, it's like my little Ellie, and then now you hate Ellie here.
Yeah.
So why am I watching this?
Well,
the only character I like was Dina and Jesse, and guess what happens?
Well, I mean, then they're trying to set up the whole Abby thing, right? Because they're kind of doing like they did in the video game, where
let's do Abby. Oh wow, it's another Ellie with her own perspective. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't care that revenge is bad and, the same things happen to that people that happened to me. I don't give a fuck. You come fuck with me. I'm going to fuck with you. You're not supposed to do that. No, listen. If you kill my child, if you're a fucking parent and somebody kills your child or does something fucked up to your child, you're going to get revenge. And I don't need nobody telling me that's the wrong thing.
You got to break the cycle, Joe.
Especially in the apocalypse. Are you out of your mind? That's how things operate in this world.
It's not, Joe.
You kill my father, I fucking kill your father.
Because Neil says it's not how it works.
I know. No, I fucking hate the things Neil says. It's wholly unsatisfying. Real life sucks. So you made the show like real life, so your show sucks. It's wholly unsatisfying by the end. It was unsatisfying in the video game. It made no sense in the video game. And you trying to put Band-Aids and try to change things so that it'll be slightly more satisfying, it's still going to be wholly unsatisfying. Ellie already has a kill count, so she's killing and murdering all these other people, and then when she gets to the final one where there'd be some sort of cathartic thing, she doesn't do it, and, it's so poignant. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Jesse dead. Fucking Joel dead. People that you cared about. And you were killing people playing fucking video games on PSPs. Yeah. And they took that out. Say, hey, taking all this shit out. To try to fix your story. Wholly unsatisfying. And trying to tell, and then Tommy is completely removed. So you fuck Tommy up, which I guess now we see why, because they were gonna save all the action scenes from Tommy. It's like, man, we need something in season 3 that ties to the original group. We can't just show Abby and action scenes with Abby and fighting the Scars. So they're gonna put Tommy in where the WLF is fighting Tommy too, just so we can be like, hey, remember?
I'm good. I'm good without it.
Yeah. Well,
I don't care that Abby is a mirror of Ellie. I don't care.
No. I don't. After watching this, I'm kind of glad it's over. Don't have to see another episode.
We'll do 2 years, and then the other one will probably be 1
2
year.
years? We won't
I don't want to watch it. I don't watch it.
I don't give a shit now. You expect me to care in 2027? By then, I'll be fully into the new Superman DCU. We have Superman, we have Supergirl, we have...
We'll see how this ages.
Right.
I know you guys are just waiting for all that shit to fail, and I'm sure that's very entertaining for everybody out there. I'm with it. If I can bring you entertainment, that's cool.
I don't. I want to fucking see something nice. Like I
would love it for it to work out.
It's not like we can do anything.
And then there's HBO stuff. Even HBO stuff. Like I'd rather watch Dune Prophecy. Tell me you guys would rather watch another season. I know you didn't like it as much as me.
I don't want to watch either of them.
I don't think either. I don't think either of them are very good at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would rather watch another season of Dune Prophecy than I would motherfucking season 3, much less season 4 of this shit.
Yeah, I mean they'll get the ratings at the end of season 2, and then they'll look at it, and HBO may not give them 4 seasons. It may tell them it's like, no, you got to wrap it up in this next one because HBO has canceled.
Like, how dare you? This is The Last of Us. You were so high on it when you originally purchased us. Look at season 1 reception.
Yeah,
like
the first game was amazing.
No get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, the quality is, and I think there are people that look. There are haters, and I know that there are people that hate just for the sake of hating, and you just kind of have to ignore them. But there are people that just like, look, I don't like these characters.
Yeah,
I don't like the way things are being portrayed. I don't like some of the video game players are like, I don't like the changes. The voice actress for Dina is live streaming, watching all this stuff, and I don't want to speak for her, but she's like, "What is this, Ellie?" And she's like, why is she dumb? Why
talking about the characterization,
and so it's like it doesn't fit. And you're watching this character, and it's like I am personally not interested in a dumb. And look, Ellie's always been impulsive, but it's like the combination of dumb and impulsive. Like
it's more the bratty child instead of the war-torn psycho revenge. Thing.
One feels significantly more dangerous and interesting, and one is just like, I don't really care what this dumb kid's gonna do.
Yeah,
and
shut up is what you always want to say when she's screaming out things. Fuck the community!
Yeah, hated that too.
It was bad. So it's over, and I'm glad that we've got a 2-year break, and I can't wait because now we'll see how House of the Dragon.
A break. We needed a break from this and Bella Ramsey and this characterization of Ellie. Guys,
honestly, like on Sunday I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch it today.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want to watch it.
Last week we were like, oh shit, I completely forgot we gotta watch it. This week we're like, oh, we gotta watch it.
Yeah, it just felt like a fucking chore.
Falling off the cliff.
It's a chore.
Well, it's the finale too, so you're supposed to be like, hey, maybe we'll see how this ends. It's like,
like I was not looking forward to it. It's like, well, I was happy. I was like, okay, it's the last one. I'm fucking done.
So here is an interesting story that Millie Alcock shared, Supergirl, when she was doing some press for other stuff, and then they trying to get her to talk about Supergirl. Well, she was doing some press, and she said that when she went to HBO, like the first season, like one of the executives from HBO put a note and basically told the production team, hey, get this girl an acting coach. Like he thought her acting was so bad, and it hurt her feelings, and it was like, so that happened for Millie. But I thought I thought she did great in season 1 and when she first did her. So are you telling me there was that same executive didn't have notes for Bella Ramsey? I'm curious if they had notes and gave her an acting coach.
Well, I think Bella Ramsey did a fine job in season 1, so maybe they gave her the grace. Where it's like so when you're playing a young, she's a better 13, 14, 15-year-old Ellie. This whole I'm gonna do the revenge plot 21-year-old.
She's not pulling off the tortured, revenge-filled murder ninja. She's just not. Okay. Yeah. So.
No.
Let's go. I mean, we can get into some details here, but basically the moment that with Jesse that happens that's shocking and harrowing in real life. I like that because there's fucking danger. It doesn't matter how good of a fucking person you are when a 9mm is being shot at you and you're just coming through a door and this is a war. You're gonna die. It doesn't matter who you are. So that I don't have any problem with, and it's very shocking and stuff. And it's good material to mine. So that moment is here.
The Mel scene was also.
I hated this fucking.
There's tons of good material to mine there, right? Like we've got all these things, and it's like we could have done some really cool things with it, but I just think that the writing and the acting may have let that one down. But like there's so much potential in that scene that we could have done so many things with, and I wanted that scene to mean more.
It just They kill Joel. You on this revenge quest. The audience is like, let's get revenge. But they just want to beat you over the head with, revenge is bad. And, all these things that are happening is affecting Ellie. And Ellie is like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to go home. And that's what we'll eventually get here in the game. It happened in the game as well, but there is another event that eventually spurs her back into action to go after Abby. And the game had just lost all steam by now, and that's what's happening here in the show for me. And all these small changes aren't really earning extra goodwill with me, aren't earning extra justification or satisfaction. And in many cases, it's making it worse. It's making me roll my eyes. Oh, yeah, that one bullet not only kills Owen, but it also kills the pregnant lady.
Yeah.
And then the pregnant lady begs to have the baby cut out of her. And then we get this scene where Bella Ramsey's just like crying and
it just wasn't the same.
It's just all to push the thing of, oh, this is horrific. How are you gonna go for revenge? You're killing people, and
she accidentally killed the pregnant lady this time.
In the video game, if you don't know, the pregnant lady attacks fucking Ellie. So again, you feel justified. You're doing all this stuff, but everything's just happening around Ellie, and it's like, but that's not compelling. I want my protagonist to be the one going around doing stuff.
Yeah. One of the biggest problems I had with the game is there was a major disconnect between the gameplay director and the narrative director. Because the narrative director wanted you to believe that Ellie was feeling bad about all this stuff. But the gameplay director, like we've talked about before, she kills fucking everyone and like spits on them as they die. And like, yeah, take that, you piece of shit. And so there was like, I didn't buy that Ellie was at all remorseful because she had just killed 300 people. Like, I had to kill these 300 people.
Right.
And so
if you
here,
reverse it, and now she's remorseful pretty much from the beginning, especially at this moment when she's responsible for killing a child, a unborn baby. Ellie is responsible for.
But so I think that they've
so does that fix it?
I think this is kind of what I asked for, but done bad, right? Because I want, if you're going to do this whole remorseful thing that she only is going to hurt the people that hurt her, and she's only doing it for revenge. I just didn't think it like this is kind of how you fix the disconnect from the game, but you did such a fucking bad job that I think we're in both shitty places where it's like, I didn't buy it here, this doesn't make any sense. It's like, well, I don't like what you're doing here either, but maybe it's just because I'm fucking checked out. I just don't
I'm checked out as well. And so you've made it better in the sense that Ellie should go home and take care of the baby and live her life with Dina and not worry about this, which is what happens in the game. But then because she has so much PTSD and Tommy eventually finds out where Abby is, this gives, Ellie one more chance to go get revenge. And she goes. But with all of this fucking trauma, this new stuff for Ellie, I just don't buy that she'd be like, all right, now I'm going to go get Abby a second time.
Yeah.
And then murder and kill in the video game a whole new set of people and scars and all this in order to then again not do it. If she gets spurred on to go after Abby, to have a talk with her this time because she's not filled with as much revenge and death thing, it's going to be wholly unsatisfying. And if she does want to go and kill her, I'm not going to believe it because you're not as filled with hate. And so then when eventually I know you forgive Abby and you don't get your revenge, it's all coming from a mile away, it's wholly unsatisfying. So it's just an unsatisfying tale, and but it's the tale that was chosen, and it's life, and it's life. That's part of the story, and I get it. I've gotten it from the beginning, but it's not compelling.
Get it? Don't want it. I'm done with it.
All right, so final verdicts for this episode, and then we'll talk about it in detail, do a breakdown, and then we'll give you the rating after that of the whole season. So for just this episode, what do you think in episode 7?
Below average 4. I'm going to give this Quattro because, honestly,
Quattro.
best things were from the game with Jesse, Tommy. It was fine, but it just felt like everything was sped up. I don't like the changes they made. The whole Ellie is just being annoying, and I don't care for her revenge anymore.
And honestly, the performance from Ellie, her accent comes through. Like she flubs on her accent. I don't know why they kept it in there, and I can play a clip when her accent is going in and out when she's trying to get his emotion.
They probably don't care either. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with this.
4, huh? Man, I don't know. When I was done, I had no idea what I was going to give it. I think 4 or 5 seems about right. I think I will go with below average if we're doing the comparison because I think that they're rushing through some stuff. This definitely needed 8 episodes instead of 7.
Yeah.
I think some of the really emotional moments that I'm supposed to care were flubbed a little bit. I like Jesse. I knew it was coming, and it was still shocking to see some of the stuff. So it does get some of the stuff right. But it's tough because you're making some of these major character changes, and it's even stuff that I had asked to be changed, but you overcorrected so bad that you have created an equally bad problem. So it's like we may end up at the end of season 4 in a place that's a pill that's easier to swallow, but but you've made season 2 and 3 worse to do so, and so. I don't know. I think that you have to buy a lot with The Last of Us 2, and some people totally do, and they're like, yes, a cure would have been fine, and we would all held hands, and there would have been kumbaya, and everything was going to be, and like all of these decisions, this was clearly right, this is clearly wrong, this is clearly how these things are, and if you buy it, it's great. But even then, like, I think that if you were a video game player and you gave it a 10 out of 10, I can't imagine people being happy with the treatment of Ellie, because you're undercutting all of the things that make Ellie's decisions matter in the end by making her dumb and not competent and reluctant to do any of the things that she needs to do. Like, this episode here does not. She will never go to California.
Soften her.
They will never go to. This version of Ellie would never go to California.
No.
So it's like I don't know what they want, but we'll see in 2 years if I care. But I can't imagine I'm going to.
So originally I was going to give it a 5 out of 10, average TV, because of the production design and some of the talent there. But I'm also giving a negative point because of the ending. Like, the smashing to black and expecting us to care about the Abby thing, and then begging and then telling us you need 2 more seasons in order to finish this story. Fuck off. It was wholly unsatisfying finale for a season, period. It's a 4 out of 10. A quattro. This is quattro.
Can I make a request that we go back and we actually make the first game have 2 seasons, because that would have been cool.
That would have been better.
Not to rush through some of the really.
The first season
first game,
be split into 2,
yeah,
instead of this one split into 3.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Yep. One thing, I don't know if it's still coming in season, I guess probably coming in season 3. Remember, there was this big monster in the fucking hospital. It's been a while since I played it, so did they just skip that and they're not going to do it?
Oh, no, I think they do it.
I think they do it later on in season 3.
Yeah.
You don't think? Yeah.
Because they start Abby.
From Abby's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Because it's. But I thought it was something that Ellie fought, not Abby. I don't remember. All right. Anyways, so let's go into the episode breakdown and then give you the series rating. So episode 7. Basically, Jesse is removing arrows from Dina, and in the game it was Ellie that got hit, but Dina's hit here, and it's scarier, more tension because she's pregnant. And Dina refuses to drink. This surprises Jesse, and he kind of catches on, because this Jesse is done better than the video games Jesse. He's smart. He has a lot on his shoulders. There's more interplay between him and Ellie and Dina. I like this Jesse. I liked him in the game. Like him so much more now. It just makes it even more tragic and poignant.
It's such a contrast, though, between, like, I know they're setting up the contrast between the two of them, but it's like him being smart and her being dumb. It's like, oh my god,
you're doing it too much. It's like, well, that's the character that we should
need to push her down.
When you have your main character who's a piece of shit and you don't care about them, and
you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time. So Ellie comes back, and the baby's okay, and then we have a scene here. She's like, take your shirt off. So she takes her shirt off, and you see all the wounds on her back, and and this is the moment that I don't think happens in the game. It doesn't happen in the game.
I was going to say, he talks about Joel in the hospital, right?
Right. Ellie tells Dina about the cure. Yeah. And it's a certain cure because fucking Neil says it is. That would have been made, which I fucking hate. But then Dina's reaction is kind of weird, and I don't really understand it. If somebody else wants to explain it to me, she's like,
I didn't really understand it either because she's like, "Oh no, you shouldn't take vengeance." But I was like,
no
wait,
more.
but earlier you said you would have gone after.
Right, but because she says this in the after episode, she's like, because of this scene, Dina's attitude towards Dina changes.
Changes.
So I was like, why?
It's her hormones. She's pregnant.
Now you know why our audience is 2% female, 4% female.
No, but honestly, like I was like, I don't know why she changed it. I don't. It was weird because earlier she's like, I would go after that guy regardless.
Right. I don't understand her reaction.
And now she's like, oh well, let's just.
I gotta rewatch it because it just Alex. Why does?
Because she has life. And she wants to go
I get
back.
That where it's like now it's time to go home.
We had a close call.
I get that.
But
that it doesn't have anything to do with what Ellie said. This is why in the video game this doesn't happen because I don't. What are you doing here? Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever they change her. They do this Dina thing where Dina is like, I'm cold towards Ellie now. But then in the very next scene, she gives her the bracelet, which is I love you and all this other stuff, and they're back and everything's fine. It's like what? Okay, whatever. So again, doing the relationship worse. Now, how did Jesse find the theater?
2 miles, and he searched every building. And
he explains it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
took 2 days.
Yeah, he didn't find the map. He, took 2 days and most likely stuff. Then you get the scene between Ellie and Jesse, and I just fucking hate Ellie here. She's so wrong, and I get that they're supposed to do that, but it doesn't matter to me. And Jesse's making all these good points. And Jesse says something like, I'm going to be a father, so I can't die. And I'm like, oh, man, you telegraphing this shit like a motherfucker.
I can't die. I'm retired 2 days.
I can't die. You're going to die. So, and then he goes, let's just skip apologies because, Ellie's like trying to warm up to him. And he's like, nah, not having it. Skip apologies in a fucking war zone. Let's go find Tommy and let's fucking go home so I can get my kid the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And he's right. So they try to do that. And meanwhile, just as he says that, we have yet another beat your head over the fucking beat your head with a stick. A Scar kid is being tortured. And Ellie wants to help. Literally after she realizes that Dina is pregnant, Jesse says, I can't die. Let's get Tommy, the person you care about, and get the fuck home.
What the fuck are you thinking? What are you
There's 6
doing?
of them. They've got radios.
Exactly.
And she's like, I'm going to go out there. Shut the... And after this revenge quest that you've been on, where you've already killed several of the WLF, you're fucking your own mission. Like, I get it all, but this is just to show how good Ellie is, and it's softening her character that she will always do the right thing. But no, you don't. You don't always do. I don't know why.
No, this is a very
here.
dumb instance. Like, look, you're putting yourself and everyone in danger.
Well,
these guys.
She goes, he's a fucking kid.
Yeah.
And it's because if Joel didn't come and save, Ellie, so she's got that trauma, and so she's putting that trauma on somebody else. But I don't buy that Ellie sees everybody as a global community and everybody needs to help everybody else. If anything, she's probably more extreme than Joel is with regards to
Raiders.
Raiders.
Well, and we know Jackson's been raided a bunch of times.
And helping the people she loves and she cares about instead of just random people.
Because if her and Jesse die, then Dina probably dies in the theater. And
this isn't Ellie.
And so it's
this is not Ellie from the games at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't. They're presenting her as impulsive and stupid, and it's like I have no problem with her doing things that are dangerous if she's competent. Like this just shows how incompetent she is, and it drives me crazy. Like I just can't. I cannot watch her just like I'm going to take on all 6 of these people with radios.
Like, what the fuck are you going to do? There's 6 people. You're going to walk out there. They're going to blast you.
That's why we kind of could buy that she becomes a murder ninja because she can fucking make things. She triangulate things. She was a unit, And this, she's an impetuous little girl that would get everybody killed and get herself killed in an instant.
Yes,
and she should have died, and only because plot armor is she's not dead already. Anyway, so Jesse makes a point. Look, this is not our war. And he's basically think about the kid, and then he gets her to go. And then we get an Isaac scene, which I don't
The
give a
community.
fuck about.
He's like, "Oh, fuck you, community," just because he's not with us. Yeah, I didn't like that scene either.
This the different scene, Isaac, and then he's worried about his army, being led. If he dies and his leadership dies, you're gonna have the WLF that's gonna disintegrate and probably turn into raiders and fuck shit up. So, whatever.
That's why Abby's important. Is what he's setting up. It's like Abby's so important because she can lead.
Where's Abby? Abby's here. Oh, Abby's gone, and he's disappointed or
Are
whatever.
you in love with Abby? It's like.
No.
He just looks at her as a daughter for some reason, and the successor. And we're gonna get all this in season 3.
I don't want it.
I
don't
so
want it.
Jesse basically holds up with Ellie. They find a place. She grabs a comic book, and then Jesse he describes a story. Again, making it okay for the audience. Treating the audience is so dumb. And it's like, I like that there was some ambiguity where it's like, well, Jesse still loves, Dina. He's the father of their child, but Ellie is now in a relationship with her. And it's never really spoken about it. You never really get that between Jesse to talk to Ellie about it. But here it's all spelled out. It's like, oh, don't you worry. I love her, but not like you love her, because you love her so much more than me. So don't worry about it. You feel good about it because, there was this girl at camp, and I was really liking her and trading stuff with her, and she's my new girlfriend. It's okay. By the way, I'm going to retire here in 1 month.
Oh, no, the speech.
Come on, man. So they're just doing this more to, say, it's okay, it's okay. And then they get a sniper alert on the radio, and it must be Tommy. So we get to hear, finally, Tommy's out of the goddamn Jackson and doing what he was supposed to be doing a long time ago. I guess they're saving that for season 3 and Abby to deal with. So, yeah.
But then we set up a conflict because she realizes that Abby, we had to go to the aquarium, and he's like, "No, we had to go save Tommy," and she's like, "No, I gotta go do what I want to do, and fuck Dina, even though I'm in love with Dina. We're gonna."
This makes no sense, especially for this version of Ellie. And they continue to get it wrong. And so she's like, Jesse's like, yeah, because everything you do is for you. He's trying to make this point. And she's like, fuck the community!
Maybe we're just supposed to hate this character now. Like hate this character.
You let a kid die because it wasn't yours. And the next scene, she lets a kid die because it wasn't hers. Get it? Get it? Get it? Ellie is a piece of shit.
Are you upset that this is going to deny you the boat scene?
No, this doesn't deny the boat scene. That's in season 3. Which boat scene? There's multiple boat scenes.
Sexy time?
Are you talking about sexy time boat scene?
Oh, you don't think that we're going to lose that now?
No, I think that's in season 3. Most definitely. They're going to have the Owen relationship. Owen is cheating on Mel. Because isn't Owen with Mel, the pregnant girl?
Yeah.
And then he gets with Abby just so that Neil Druckmann can have his fucking sex scene and doggy style thing. It was weird.
I think they're going to cut it.
I think it's still going to still be there. With how much I railed on it and how fucking embarrassing, what Sony had to do to put that in the game, because Sony doesn't like that kind of shit, but they made an exception for Neil Druckmann. You think he's like, all right, it was a mistake? I think we fucking doubled down. They're going to have a fucking doggy style Eiffel Tower situation.
2 episodes of it.
An entire episode.
All right. But anyways, I just really hate Ellie's stupid haircut. And they fucking zoom in on her head and her huge forehead. And it might be these animation I saw that her head kept getting bigger in this cartoon. Did you see that?
Yes.
It was hilarious. But I noticed it even more now because of her hairstyle, where they've got her hair pulled back really hard in the V shape. Basically the same hairstyle she had in Game of Thrones. I don't know why she likes this hairstyle, because it's not Ellie's hairstyle from the game. No. They didn't even fucking try, and it does not do her any favors. Anyways,
she sets off
she sees
to
some
the
boats.
aquarium. Yep, takes the boat, and then she falls off and then lands on shore.
She sees the boats, then she chases the boats, and she gets hit by a wave. And they use this that's in the game, but in a different way, in a different context. They use this to do this thing that they've always wanted to do. They said in the game she didn't get to do this, and we were going to have a scene of her doing it in the game. And what's interesting is the lady is talking so I guess the girl was also working on the game. Because remember how I said it's Neil Druckmann, it's Craig, and then this random lady. But she must have been in production of the part 2 back then. Because she was like, we wanted to do this where she ends up on Scar Island. Because they didn't do it from the game, even though I thought she did, but whatever. So Ellie sees a little kid as she's washed ashore. She somehow survives this massive wave, and she doesn't drown. She ends up on shore, and this little kid's there, and he runs off whistling, and so she goes over there. She gets taken by the scars, and then this little kid is like, gutter. This little kid wants to kill her. So
you don't want to protect that kid, man?
Because you wanted to save the kid before.
Leave that.
But do you see, okay... It's so confusing. You did the kid thing with Jesse only to undo the kid thing with Jesse by showing that she ended up responsible for killing a kid with the pregnant thing. But then you also throw in this kid who is a little piece of shit and you should kill and let be dealt with whatever. So anyways, she gets saved though. And this is probably why they didn't put it in the game, because this is just contrived. I hate this type of writing. She's just in time before she gets gutted.
Everyone leave her alone.
Oh, my God. Everybody stop what you're doing, and we'll go to town. Even though
just put it real quick.
Exactly. Like one of the scars
leave her.
Just fucking killed her right there.
Kill her.
Yeah, they would have
and
killed
then
her
walk
right there.
off. But that's why I didn't put it in the game, because it's fucking stupid. It's contrived, okay?
A lot of the second game is that Dina jumping through windows just at the right moment, and it's just like, oh, okay.
And so, Dina, did you say?
Yeah, isn't it in the game, she just jumps, she falls through a window to save Ellie, and...
Oh, yeah. She goes back to the boat, and at this point, guys, I'm fully bored. I'm checked out at this point. I don't know about you. After that
been
island,
bored.
I was like, yeah. So then she goes to the building, and she sees. So she's in this. She's searching for Abby, and she sees some footprints. These boots. They're melted boots. They leave behind black tar everywhere you walk. All right, fine. It's mud, I guess. And she walks in there, and she finds, what is this?
Owen and
Mel arguing about how to go.
And in this game, they don't want to follow Abby. At least Mel is done with Abby's shit, and Owen's like, I'm not done with her shit because I'm going to fuck her in the doggy style. I probably already did, and that's why he's conflicted and wants to stay with her. And but then Ellie shows up with the gun. He's like, "Tell me where the fuck Abby is, and I won't kill you." She's like, "You're just gonna kill us anyway." And she goes, "No, I won't, because I'm not like you." And then she's like, "Show me on this map." And this is from the game. And then Owen goes for the gun.
That's different.
She shoots him. And
shoots up in the chest, and then Mel looks at the locker.
It was in the neck.
And then she turns around.
Yeah, in the neck. It like grazed her.
Yeah.
It looked like a little knife cut, and then it was just like bleeding profusely. It should have probably been a little more grisly, but I guess they didn't want to do it that way.
No.
So she fell down, and then she asks Ellie to cut the
baby out
of her.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know what a low traverse means.
Yeah, she doesn't know what to do, and she doesn't. She's freaking out, and then nothing happens.
Is it out? And Ellie doesn't tell her anything. Ellie could have at least done the small kindness of, yeah, it's out. Doesn't say anything. She's just traumatized.
She's in shock, and then
complete traumatization. And
this scene is completely different from like the game for me. It felt like because she kills him, and then she feels so fucking bad. Here was an accident. She's like, it's not the same feeling.
It's not the same feeling
at all.
It's not the same.
And Tommy comes in and is like, come on, like she deserved it or something.
It's worse. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's worse.
Yeah.
Even more so, and they're trying to address what I said. There should never be a pregnant lady on the front lines of battle. That's why in the show they're like, aha, okay, Joe, the pregnant lady is always trying to go home and leave. In the game, this pregnant lady
Then
is like,
go.
I gotta get you with a knife.
Yeah.
I don't care. There's a baby in my chest.
Then go.
Yeah, but no. But anyways, Tommy. But it's like that makes more sense, I guess, if you're gonna have this crazy pregnant lady on the front lines, that she needs to attack.
Who's a
Ellie
doctor?
with a knife.
She's a
Who's
doctor. You don't put the
Attacking a person
doctors
with a
on the
knife.
front lines.
Yeah, still stupid. Anyways, Tommy randomly shows up at that moment with Jesse, and I needed more context for this. You had more context in the game. He's around. You see him constantly. But when he's here, you're like, wait, what? As a new audience member, let's say you've never even seen this. It's like, how did he end up at the same spot and this and that? And it's like, okay, but we'll get that in season 3, I suppose.
Jesse told him.
Jesse
Teleporting.
Jesse found him, and then he
He's like,
told Ellie,
the dumbass went to the fucking
need to go get
aquarium.
Ellie.
We gotta go to the
Told
aquarium.
Tommy.
Yeah, your niece is an idiot.
Yeah. So, they're back at the theater, and she's like, okay, so Abby gets to live. And he's like, can you make peace with that? And she's like, I guess I have to live with that. So she decides to go back. But just then,
Here's some commotion.
and they run, and they open the door, and Abby was already waiting. She sees the door open. It could have very easily been Ellie that got killed if she walked into the door first. But it's Jesse, his go-getting attitude. Boom, just gets shot, instantly falls to the floor, and kills Jesse. And she's about to shoot Tommy until Ellie surrenders.
Yeah.
And she says,
You killed my friends.
I let you live and you wasted it. And then she shoots Ellie, but it goes to black. So you don't see, did she shoot her in the head, in the neck, in the chest? Did she miss completely?
No,
You have to wait 2 years to find out.
No, you don't.
We're gonna have the
No,
least
you don't.
satisfying physical fight between these two actresses that we could possibly.
Oh my god! Because I watched the cutscene of the game. She's like, "Don't fucking move." I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Don't fucking move.
I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
Well, Ellie at one point has a knife, and Abby's like
And
grabs
the fight
it.
scene too in the
And
game.
then Ellie has to
she's
use
like
two
grabbing,
hands to one.
just grabbing her, fucking like manhandling.
None of that is gonna be here in season 3. It's gonna be hilarious.
It's like, hey, you're the one who made the character like that. That's on you.
You did that. That's on you.
So you casting this.
So even Craig was like, yeah, nah, man. Nah, man. All right, so then it goes Seattle day 1. Switches perspectives to Abby. I knew this was coming. Don't give a shit. Why the fuck would I care about Abby?
We get the burrito scene.
Why the fuck would I care about Abby? Neil? Why the fuck would I care about Abby? Craig? The
Damn
lady's
Craig.
name? The audience? Fans of The Last of Us Part 2? Why the fuck would I care about Abby?
See, it's just justified for her actions as well.
I'm waiting. Wrong! I don't care about Abby. There's nothing you could say that's going to change that.
No.
And that's why the game was unsatisfying when it switches to Abby. That's why the show is going to be unsatisfying when it switches to Abby. You're going to have a huge drop-off in viewership. There's no fucking way. And you set it up even worse in the show. In the video game, at least there were small segments and flashbacks where you're playing as Abby already, and they're, hey, I'm so kind to dogs, and this and that. And it's like, ugh, all right. And here it's like, no, you killed Joe, fuck you.
Yeah.
You killed Jesse, fuck you. You maimed Tommy, fuck you. Yeah, but she has her own story.
That I don't want to know about.
There's 2 sides in every war. Yeah, we know that.
Well, so no, there's 3 sides.
What?
What? Look.
I don't know the 3 sides.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Got it. The truth. All right. So Seattle day 1. Why Dina. So, I took a note. Why does Dina react that way to Ellie's secret? I was just confused at that.
Now that she knows about the potential of a cure that would have saved everyone and there would have been the kumbaya moment, she's reluctant, Joe.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Ellie's bad accent was going in and out when she's screaming. And then, let's see. The universe is telling her to stop going after Abby, is what they were saying in the after episode. with her about to be killed on Scar Island. I say, stop going after Abby, but she can't help herself, and she randomly finds Owen and Mel.
Scars would have killed her.
And then Ellie, up until this point, they say in the after episode, Ellie up until this point can justify her kills, but you can't justify killing a child. She didn't kill a child. It was accident. If you want her to do that, then have her kill her.
Yeah, I think the video game handled it way better.
Yes.
I put her in that unwinnable situation, but having it be an accident. It's...
It was Owen's fault. He shouldn't have attacked.
Shouldn't have cheated. The wake-up call that she needs, and yet it isn't, they said, but it is. They said, this is the wake-up call that she needs, but it isn't. But it's like, yeah, but it would be. Like, you've set it up where this is the wake-up call that she needs, but it isn't. It's like, yeah, it's like, so she, Jesse's dead now. Tommy's almost dead. But she's going to go on the revenge quest again. I like the game. So, but it makes sense in the game because she's like a fucking murder ninja.
Yeah, here he was like,
it's like, this is too much trauma. You would have been out the second I'm going to be a dad.
Yeah, especially now. It's like, look, Jesse's dead. I have to take care of the kid. There you go. There's your. Just go back home. Go back home.
Yeah, and Ellie does have a moment with Jesse we skipped over. She said she would have set the world on fire for him too if he got killed. So,
but you don't believe it.
Well, the director said we want karmic justice, but that's not how the world operates. He and Jesse is a good guy. He dies in an instant. Yep. Yeah, he dies in it. Yep. That makes sense. And then, Ellie gets redemption. They say Ellie gets redemption for giving herself up to Abby in that moment to save Tommy and Dina. And then we cut to black. We don't get to really see. It results in a fight. Boss fight.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't watch the thing at the end.
I don't see that either.
And then they say, we set up Abby's journey over those 3 days. And we're in season 3. We set up her journey over 3 days. We don't care. And then they say the reason why we're going to go to Abby is because we try to tell people stories. So we're going to tell Abby's story so we can understand how it all ends. With Abby forgiving and Ellie forgiving and no one getting their revenge, except they already did get their revenge, just not fully. So it sucks. Real life sucks. And it's not satisfying because, real life is not satisfying. Got it. It's just not compelling to me. That's it. We already talked about the 4 seasons. We already talked about all that stuff. The only thing is setting up for season 3. Basically, Abby and Ellie are going to go head-to-head with Abby effectively winning, but Lev talks her out of killing Ellie and Dina and any vulnerable people, and they leave. And Abby's story is this Lev has softened her, and she tries to meet up with the Fireflies again. But on the way, she gets captured by raiders and taken. And then eventually she's tied up and just wasting away on this fucking pole. And that's when Ellie finds her.
Yeah.
And... Ellie was at home and didn't want and taking care of the baby, living her life, but she kept getting nightmares. And when Tommy finally finds the location, he can't go because he's marred from his battle with Abby. And then
Tommy does a complete character change. He's just like, wait, what? How are we doing this again?
Yeah, and then so Ellie decides to go, and then that's when she finds her wasting away on the pole. She's a little skinnier this time because she's emaciated, and then she puts her in she's drowning,
fighting each other in the water.
Fighting each other.
That's an amazing gameplay section though when Ellie's working her way through that mansion complex.
The mansion complex
it's
was
so
a lot of
fun. Like that. Like if we're talking.
But remember, this is a softer Ellie, so she's not going to murder and kill any of these people because she didn't murder and kill when she would have murdered and killed the first time around, and she went through all this trauma. So if she starts murdering and killing in season 3 after the second journey, then no.
You sure about that?
You sure about that? And anyways, and then she lets Abby go.
Do you think Neil and Craig are going to break up? Cause
after killing hundreds
there
on her
are rumors that Neil's not super happy with some of that.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense because I feel like, you know, any of the changes to the characters.
There are internet rumors and they're
So anyways, eventually in the game she loses her fingers, right? And all the second revenge quest. And so she can't even play the fucking guitar anymore. So when she goes back and she finds the guitar in the farmhouse and she just like abandons it. You know, she can't play, so it's just leaving her guitar behind. She's lost everything, leaving Joel's memory behind, and it's just yay!
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're looking forward to season 3. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys in 2 years. Which I don't even know if we will do an episode by episode at that point.
I don't think it would merit it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let us know what you think of this particular episode.
Overall.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, there you go. Overall, for me, I've been thinking about it. Honestly, I'll probably give this a 6. I did like some moments of it, like the Joel stuff. I think
going back, you gave the original series. Do you remember season 1 was like
high.
an 8 or a 9, 10, something like that?
Yeah, this one's a big drop. A lot of it was like the acting. I don't really care for the characters as much. The emotion is gone. I do like the sets. They did a lot of great stuff with that. I love the way they did some of the gore. Mm-hmm. But overall, not very satisfying. The finale was a big flop for me. I'm not looking forward to season 3. 6.
I don't think it's a bad, like an awful TV show. There's some parts of that I absolutely despise. But I think there are some really great scenes in here. I think some of the big problems I have is in my opinion, mischaracterization of Ellie. Look, sometimes people in charge of things make changes. Peter Jackson did it with the stupid ghosts in Return of the King, and it's fucking stupid, and I hated it there. And it's like, you get in charge of these things, like, I'm going to make some changes because I want to do what I want to do. And it's like, hey, you're making these things worse. And then you open up questions about how all these things working out. So it's like, I think that they should have done what they did in House of the Dragon, where we've got a young Ellie actress and then we have an older Ellie actress, because either the material, the changes in the character, or the actress themselves, it's not working. It's not working for me. I don't buy any of these Ellie scenes. And if I'm not liking Ellie in the season that's entirely about Ellie, I can't give this any higher than a 5, and that's kind of where I'm at. So it's like there's some cool stuff. We hit all the major story beats. Some of it was good, some of it's not. But we're heading in a direction that I don't like. We haven't set up Abby to the point where I'm ready to start a season that's going to be almost entirely about Abby. And so I don't know what we've done here, but kind of waste my time. But yeah, 5 out of 10.
So some episodes better than others. Production design amazing. The money's there. It looks like it. Again, the infected, not really part of the thing. We wanted to see more infected. We don't really get a whole lot of that except for outside of one episode.
The spores.
And the spores. They brought the spores back. But yeah, basically what we thought was season 1 is like 8-9 territory. This is a shell of that. I could see a 5 out of 10. I am going with a 5 out of 10. It's 3 to 4 points less than the previous season. This is basically based on an inferior story that wasn't satisfying in the video game, and here you've actually made changes to try to improve it, but I think a lot of the changes actually end up making it worse. Yep. And making it worse for you to even care about Abby. And so when you get into season 3 and then daring to say, no, we need 4 seasons to finish this. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Fuck right off.
I'm not watching.
I mean, fucking season 3 could probably be lower than Joe's 6 out of 10 and 5 out of 10. And season 4, oh shit, now we going into fucking Halo territory. I don't know. The fucking booty cheeks, Star Trek Picard area.
It's treason then.
We'll see. We'll see what HBO ends up deciding to do. HBO needs to continuously have some hits, some reasons for people to keep spending the monthly subscription. So
Hogwarts.
They might be incentivized to. Exactly. Hogwarts, it's on its way. That's going to fuck shit up.
It's
even
already
more.
ruffling some feathers already, so we shall see.
And rightfully so, frankly. So, yeah, fuck that series. All right, anyways, that's it for The Last of Us Season 2. Pretty much what we expected, but in this case, done worse. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be it, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.